You've probably heard the expression, "no body, no crime." While this saying isn't entirely accurate, it reflects the notion that without evidence, accusations can't lead to convictions. In the case of Stacy Peterson, the disappearance of a young mother raised multiple questions. Did she run away? Did she go willingly? Or was something more sinister at play? What unfolded was a sequence of bizarre events and chilling revelations that forever altered the lives connected to her. Let's begin with a figure at the center of this story, Drew Walter Peterson. Born on January 5, 1954 in Bolingbrook, Illinois, Drew grew up in a strict household due to his father, a Marine, instilling discipline. After graduating from Willowbrook High School in 1972, he joined the Army before returning to a quieter life as a police officer. In 1974, Drew married Carol Brown, his high school sweetheart, and they had 2 sons. However, their marriage crumbled after 6 years when Carol learned of Drew's infidelity, setting a pattern that would follow him into subsequent relationships. Drew married again in 1982 to Vicki Connolly. Their 10-year marriage was marred by domestic violence and Drew's philandering, ultimately leading to their divorce when Vicki discovered another affair with a woman named Kathleen Savio. Drew quickly moved on, marrying Kathleen on May 3, 1992. Their relationship produced 2 sons, but it was fraught with tension and violence. Police records reveal a history of domestic disturbances at their home. Yet tragedy struck on March 1, 2004, when Kathleen was found dead in her bathroom. An initial investigation ruled her passing as accidental drowning despite evidence suggesting foul play. Bruises on her body went unnoticed, and the details surrounding her death raised eyebrows. Just a few months later, Drew sold Kathleen's house without acknowledging that a death had occurred within it, conveniently bypassing any obligation to disclose that information in Illinois. Drew had an alibi. He was with his wife Stacy and their children when Kathleen died, and police concluded the case with little oversight, a disturbing sign of how Drew operated. But then in October 2007, Stacy went missing. After spending time with her sister, she casually mentioned wanting a divorce from Drew, setting off alarms just a day before her disappearance. When she didn't show for plans with her sister, concern grew, leading to a police report being filed on October 29th. Community members rallied to search for Stacy, plastering her picture everywhere. However, Drew's statements drew skepticism as he claimed Stacy had called him from the airport, asserting she was leaving him for another man. Her car was eventually found at the airport with only a few personal items missing, creating an air of foul play. Soon, Kathleen's mysterious death rekindled suspicion around Drew. Investigators began examining his role more closely, particularly with witness statements, past violence, and the strange circumstances surrounding both women. The case intensified further when the police performed an exhumation of Kathleen's body. New autopsy results revealed that Kathleen's death was not an accident but a homicide. Evidence suggested a struggle occurred before her death. The evidence of manipulation deepened the narrative surrounding Drew Peterson's potential guilt. Adding to this grim narrative, a pastor from Stacy's church revealed alarming statements made by Stacy before her disappearance. She had confided in him about her fear for her life, claiming Drew had murdered Kathleen and was capable of doing the same to her. Stacy's predictions painted a chilling picture of a man desperate to control those around him. Further unraveling the case, Drew's stepbrother Thomas would emerge as a key witness. He revealed that Drew enlisted his help moving a large blue oil barrel on the night Stacy went missing. The dark implications of what could have been contained within sent shivers down everyone's spine. As investigators began piecing together a mountain of suspicious circumstances and statements, it became clear that Drew was a prime suspect in both cases. After years of dodging consequences, Drew Peterson was finally arrested for Kathleen's murder on May 7, 2009. The legal landscape was complicated, however, as both women were not around to testify, creating a hurdle for the prosecution. This led to the passing of Drew's law in Illinois, allowing hearsay from unavailable witnesses to be considered in court if the defendant was suspected of being involved in their disappearance or death. By 2012, the trial for Kathleen's murder took place, with the prosecution aiming to leverage witness testimonies, including that of Stacy. Despite a lack of physical evidence, they pressed forward, determined to prove Drew's guilt. The community, having witnessed fear for so long, awaited the verdict with bated breath. On September 6, 2012, Drew Peterson was found guilty of murdering Kathleen Savio, earning a sentence of 38 years in prison. While there was some form of justice for Kathleen, the reality remained bleak for Stacy. She was still missing. The absence of her body left a profound impact on her family. Drew was only convicted for Kathleen. No one had discovered any trace of Stacy, leaving her fate an open question. Even after his conviction, parallels began to deepen as Drew orchestrated an assassination plot against prosecutor James Glasgow from within his prison cell, revealing his unrelenting anger and delusions of power. He was hit with additional charges for solicitation to commit murder, receiving an additional 40 years in prison. Meanwhile, Stacy's family sought answers. Cassandra, her sister, never faltered in her quest to find Stacy. She used social media to keep the search alive, hoping to shine a light on her sister's case, even after years of continuing mysteries. The pursuit of justice took a new turn in 2024 when Cassandra believed remains found in a canal could belong to Stacy, employing sonar technology to confirm suspicions. Despite Cassandra's extensive efforts and commitment, law enforcement seemed to dismiss her claims in the past, igniting frustration and concern about the connections that resulted in lackluster investigations. As the case stands today, Drew Peterson remains incarcerated, with the lingering question of Stacy's whereabouts haunting her family and community. Her sister's determination emphasizes the need for continued vigilance in the search for truth and closure, reflecting the heart-wrenching realities of life tangled in violence and denial. Thank you for joining me for yet another episode. A special shout-out to our channel members, including Connie Weber-Marks and Nicole Dominguez. If you're interested in supporting the channel, consider becoming a member for exclusive access to content and early releases. Don't forget, True Crime Stories merchandise is available for purchase. Links can be found in the description. If you enjoyed this case, be sure to check out other fascinating stories I've covered and subscribe to stay tuned for more. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Stay safe out there.